possible that's what you said?
No, would never say that. Like, there's no place for that in our league. Wouldn't say that.
So even though you can't remember, you know that that was not what you said?
I know it wasn't that because I wouldn't use that type of language.
Okay.
Sentiments of this kind are contrary to the principles of inclusion and respect that form the foundation of our diverse, multicultural, and multi-ethnic league. They simply have no place in the NBA. Effective immediately, I am banning...
News just exploded. Brittany Griner's name has vanished from the WNBA, and the reason? It's got the entire league spinning. Word on the street is that some leaked medical records popped up online, claiming she was born male. The records barely made it a full day online before her name was gone from the WNBA's official roster. No statement, no warning, just silence from the top, no suspension, no explanation.
And pioneers of the game, like Earl Lloyd, Chuck Cooper, Sweetwater Clifton, the great Bill Russell, and particularly Magic Johnson, I apologize.
Just straight up vanishing like she was never there. Now fans are in a frenzy. Some people are saying, this should have happened a long time ago. Others are calling it a straight up wipeout of her identity. The league? Not saying a single word, but insiders say Brittany is heated, and she's allegedly pointing fingers at NBA Commissioner Adam Silver. The wild rumors that have followed her for years about her deep voice, her build, even her time locked up in Russia, are now being treated like they were facts all along.
With Brittany Griner in the midst, people are actually speculating, hey, this probably really could have happened because a lot of people believe that Brittany Griner is not a female. A lot of people believe that Brittany Griner is the first male to play in the WNBA.
And what about the folks who always backed her? A lot of them have gone quiet, real quiet. But this don't feel like something that happened overnight. Nah, this feels planned. Like the WNBA had this lined up, just waiting for the perfect moment to pull the plug before the world caught on. So if you think this is just about gender, you're not looking deep enough.
Effective immediately, I am banning...
Whatever the WNBA was hiding, it looks like they just aired it out themselves. And it all came crashing down after that viral clip of Caitlin Clark. What started as simple trash talk turned into something way darker. Nobody was arguing over fouls or sportsmanship anymore. They went straight for Brittany's entire existence.
Effective immediately, I am banning...
Within hours, it flipped from, she's out of pocket, to she shouldn't even be in the league. Then came the so-called proof. Just a sketchy post on Reddit. No name, no source. Just some grainy, cropped image that claimed to be her medical file. It said Brittany transitioned young, and somehow, that one blurry pic turned into the internet's smoking gun. The moment that leak dropped, it lit the internet on fire. Every old theory people had been sitting on since 2013 came rushing back. Fast. One TikTok user even went viral sharing his take on the Brittany Griner situation. And what folks really believe is going on. But even with that clip spreading everywhere, the WNBA stayed silent. No statements, no pushback, nothing.
Start off with the Mercury. Thank you so much, everybody with the Phoenix Mercury organization, all the hard work, long hours, everything that y'all did to for me, my wife, my family, getting me back home, being there, supporting me, letting me know that I wasn't alone. It means everything to me, to everybody. Vince, Bryce, Jim, coach, everybody, the players. It goes all the way down to the people that keep this building running.
Instead of calming things down, they started scrubbing her like she never existed. Her name? Gone from the Phoenix Mercury's All-Star campaign. Her jersey? Vanished from the team store. And suddenly, her face disappeared from the WNBA's homepage too. Behind closed doors, whispers started leaking out. Word was her eligibility was under internal review by the end of that week. She was pulled off the active roster, and that's when Adam Silver's name got dragged in. Insiders say he saw the same leaked files as everyone else. And instead of handling it privately, he gave the go-ahead to quietly cut her off.
And cause current and former players, coaches, fans, and partners of the NBA to question their very association with the league.
Here's a clip of Adam speaking on the ban. Now fans are asking the real question, not if the leak was real, but why the league waited this long to do something they clearly saw coming. Because this whole thing, it doesn't feel like damage control. It feels like a long-played setup. This didn't start with a blurry image. People have been throwing shade at Brittany for over a decade. That screenshot just gave folks the excuse they were waiting for. Since day one, people have called her too strong, too tall, too masculine to be a real woman. Then those topless pics of her popped up online, and they never got taken down. Other female athletes can't post stuff like that without getting flagged. But Brittany? Crickets! That's when this whole theory started picking up speed. And if you think that's just talk, take a look at that topless clip of her. Oh, there's nothing feminine about her chest area, folks are saying. Then came the Russia arrest. She vanished overseas.
Women's basketball. Girls have to stay in college 2 years or 3 years?
4 years.
Oh, they gotta do all 4.
4 years. They gotta do all 4 years. You have to be a senior you have to be a senior or completed, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, or be the age of, you know what I'm saying, a senior. You can't have any more eligible, you know what I'm saying? You have to play 4 years in the NCAA in order to be eligible to go to the WNBA.
And wild rumors exploded that she was locked up in a male prison. No confirmations, no official word from her legal team, nothing from the prison staff. And the WNBA? Still silent. And sometimes, silence screams louder than words. That's all it took for Reddit, TikTok, and conspiracy channels to go into overdrive. Suddenly, people were digging up old pics, rewatching interviews, zooming in on press conferences, looking for anything they missed. And the wildest part? The league didn't stop a thing. They had Brittany front and center for every Pride Month campaign. They cheered her return from Russia like it was a hero's welcome. Check out this clip right here. Fans had been connecting the dots for years. All the WNBA had to do was stay quiet just a little bit longer, and the whole thing might have stayed buried. But now that this leak is out in the open, folks aren't just questioning Brittany's identity anymore.
By Adam Johnson. BG, right now you have 10 points, 5 rebounds. We see the Atlanta Dream is being very... Right now she's talking to the refs about holding. We're going to send it back to you guys. We're going to send it back to you guys.
They're asking what the WNBA and even the NBA knew and how long they've been hiding it. At first, all eyes were on the WNBA. But then, one name kept popping up again and again: Adam Silver. Insiders say as soon as that medical file started moving behind the scenes, Silver jumped in fast. Not over any rules or violations, but because of the way it looked. Sponsors were getting cold feet, fans were divided, and the league's shiny new star, Caitlin Clark, was catching heat for something she had nothing to do with. People behind the curtain say Silver didn't want any of this mess bleeding into All-Star Weekend. Word is, execs were told to deal with it quietly, which in WNBA speak means drop her fast and don't make noise. This wasn't about anything Brittany said. It was about what she symbolized, a media storm the NBA didn't want to clean up. And let's be real, Adam Silver ain't some background guy. He oversees everything. Player conduct, brand deals, the league's image, the long game. So don't think the timing was random. This went down during a record-breaking season. That wasn't a coincidence. It was a reset, a chance to wipe the slate clean. And Brittany? She didn't fit that picture anymore. He even admitted that partners were getting nervous about being tied to the league. If you missed that moment, here's the clip. While the public was still arguing over whether this whole thing was even legit, Adam Silver was already making silent moves behind the scenes. Brittany started getting pulled from WNBA press events. Some of you even saw her walking out mid-interview like something was off. But here's the twist. Insiders say she wasn't even told she was cut. She found out the hard way. when her name just vanished from the league's internal database. No call, no warning, nothing. And let's be real, if Adam Silver had zero involvement in this, wouldn't he be trying to clear his name by now? Because if this went down with his approval, then Brittany wasn't just removed, she was erased. Word is, Brittany's already reached out to lawyers. Her team thinks they've got a strong case for wrongful removal, especially if this was all based on private medical info that was never supposed to hit the internet in the first place. Don't forget, when she joined the league, she passed every eligibility test. So if the WNBA hasn't changed the rule book, what exactly are they saying she did wrong now? That's what fans can't shake. But the deeper people dig into that so-called medical leak, the messier things get. Because even if the documents are real, they don't say what people are claiming. Everyone's out here acting like that file was the final word. She's a man, case closed. But behind the scenes, sources say the reality's way murkier. The document reportedly didn't state she was biologically male. What it did show was some unclear details, markers that might suggest she's intersex, or possibly went through hormone therapy early on in life. So while the internet's running with headlines, the actual truth, it's complicated, real complicated. But let's get one thing straight. There is no line in those documents that says born male. That part, people filled in the blanks themselves. And here's what makes it even crazier. Even if it were true, it wouldn't break a single WNBA rule. The league has never required gender testing. They've never had a rule about biological sex. And hormone levels? Not even part of the eligibility checklist? Here's a quick look at what actually is on that list. None of it supports what people are claiming. Now, some fans are convinced this leak was no accident. They're saying it was a setup from the jump, made to paint Brittany as a fraud. This wasn't about transparency. It was about turning the public against her. And when the league tried to sweep all this drama under the rug, fans did what they always do. They started pulling receipts. And what they found? This ain't just about Brittany. It's about how the WNBA treats any player who doesn't match their polished image. People immediately brought up Liz Cambage. She called out racism and suddenly got slapped with the problem player label instead of being heard. She even tried to clear things up in interviews, like this one right here, but it didn't matter. Then there's Skylar Diggins-Smith. She played through injuries, had a baby, and still got benched by her own team, with zero explanation. These weren't just random moments. They're part of a pattern that's getting way too obvious to ignore. Here's one fan's take on what really went down with Skylar. And now? Brittany's story is falling right into that same cycle. Fans started reposting old interviews where she looked super uncomfortable, especially the ones that ended out of nowhere. Like this clip where she straight up walked out and left the reporter hanging. Meanwhile, while the league was pushing Brittany into the background, they were rolling out the red carpet for Caitlin Clark. She's been the face of every campaign, featured in every headline, and treated like the league's future before her rookie season was even halfway done. The contrast? Couldn't be louder. Griner was always labeled as too much, too tall, too strong, too bold, while Caitlin Clark got crowned as just right. That switch up? It hit hard for fans who've been riding for Brittany since day one. People started asking the real question. Why are players like Griner expected to carry the league through every storm, only to get tossed aside the moment someone more marketable shows up? One viral post nailed it. This will not end well for the WNBA. And honestly, they might be right. What's making it worse is the WNBA still hasn't said anything. No statement, no clarification, no explanation for why Brittany's status changed overnight. Nothing. The longer they stay quiet, the more folks are convinced this wasn't a decision. It was a straight-up cover-up. And if that's true, Brittany's next move might not just call them out, it could flip the whole league upside down. Because if the WNBA thought she was just gonna walk away quietly, they clearly forgot who they're dealing with. Brittany Griner doesn't back down, and if she's going out, she's not going alone.